Good morning. We're coming to you live with breaking news out of Central Texas. This 4th of July, a time typically marked by celebration, barbecues, and fireworks, has taken a somber turn. Central Texas faces widespread devastation instead of the joyous festivities that were planned. The landscape has been dramatically altered, and the lives of countless residents have been upended. Overnight, a relentless storm system parked itself over the region, unleashing its fury. The result was catastrophic flooding, the likes of which haven't been seen in decades. Rivers and creeks swelled beyond their banks, inundating entire communities. The speed and intensity of the flooding caught many communities completely off guard, leaving residents scrambling for safety in the dead of night. Rivers overflowed their banks at a terrifying speed, surging into homes and businesses with relentless force. What were once peaceful, idyllic areas have been transformed into dangerous, raging torrents of water, carrying debris and posing a significant threat to anyone in their path. Emergency responders are bravely risking their lives, working tirelessly through the night and into the morning. Their mission is to rescue those who are trapped by the rapidly rising waters, facing perilous conditions to reach those in need. Officials are calling this a once-in-a-lifetime disaster, a catastrophic event that will be etched in the memories of Texans for generations to come. It's a stark and humbling reminder of the immense power of nature and its capacity to reshape our world in an instant. The immediate focus now is on search and rescue operations and accounting for every single person who may have been affected by this devastating flood. Every effort is being made to ensure the safety and well-being of the community. Early images coming in show homes and vehicles completely submerged underwater, a testament to the sheer volume of rainfall. Entire parks and recreational areas have been washed away, leaving behind a trail of destruction and debris. Many residents had little to no time to prepare for the onslaught or to safely escape before the floodwaters rapidly engulfed their homes and neighborhoods. And the immediate danger isn't over yet. The threat of further flooding remains a serious concern. River levels remain dangerously high, and the weather forecast indicates the possibility of more rain in the coming hours, which could exacerbate the already critical situation. The absolute priority right now is saving lives and ensuring the safety of everyone affected. As the sun rises over a wounded Texas, the full extent of the damage begins to emerge, revealing the long road to recovery that lies ahead. The disaster began, unfolding with a speed and intensity that caught nearly everyone off guard. It wasn't just a typical storm, it was a convergence of atmospheric conditions that created a perfect, devastating scenario. The stage was set for what would become one of the most significant weather events in recent Texas history, with a staggering amount of rainfall. The deluge was relentless, exceeding all expectations and historical averages. Weather models struggled to keep pace with the sheer volume of water that was being dumped across the region. A stalled storm, stubbornly refusing to move, dumped rain, hour after hour, creating an unrelenting assault on the landscape. This wasn't a quick burst. It was a sustained torrential downpour that seemed to have no end in sight. The storm's unusual behavior trapped it over Central Texas, prolonging the disaster. At rates the region simply couldn't handle. Drainage systems, designed for normal rainfall, were instantly overwhelmed, turning streets into rivers and creating a chaotic landscape of rising water. The infrastructure buckled under the pressure, unable to cope with the sheer volume. Some areas saw over 10 inches overnight, a truly astonishing figure that shattered previous records and underscored the severity of the event. These weren't just isolated pockets of heavy rain. It was a widespread phenomenon affecting a large swath of Central Texas, overwhelming already saturated ground. Weeks of prior rainfall had left the soil unable to absorb any more moisture, exacerbating the flooding and turning the landscape into a vast, interconnected network of waterways. The ground was so waterlogged that it could no longer act as a buffer. In Hunt, a small community nestled in the Texas Hill Country, 6.5 inches fell in just 3 hours, an almost unimaginable amount of rain in such a short period. This localized deluge created a flash flood scenario of terrifying proportions, a 1-in-100-year event. The statistical rarity of such rainfall underscored the exceptional nature of the storm and the unlikelihood of such an event occurring. It was a weather anomaly that defied expectations. Months' worth of rain fell in hours, compressing the typical rainfall patterns into an impossibly short time frame. The intensity was simply too much for the natural and man-made systems to handle, turning creeks into raging rivers. Gentle streams, normally trickling through the landscape, transformed into powerful torrents, overflowing their banks and inundating everything in their path. The transformation was swift and devastating. Sanangelo and other cities woke to flash floods, the result of the overnight deluge that had transformed the familiar landscape into a dangerous and unpredictable environment. Residents were caught completely off guard, not slow rises but sudden, violent surges. The water didn't creep up gradually, it arrived in a rush, a wall of water that swept through neighborhoods with terrifying force. This suddenness left little time for warning or escape. Infrastructure was overwhelmed instantly, buckling under the sheer force of the water. Roads became impassable, bridges were threatened, and the entire transportation network ground to a halt. Many residents were asleep, completely unaware of the impending danger that was rapidly approaching their homes. The darkness concealed the rising waters, adding to the element of surprise. Unaware until the water was at their door. The rude awakening came as the floodwaters breached their homes, turning their safe havens into scenes of chaos and desperation. The timing, pre-dawn on a holiday, compounded the challenges, slowing down response times and making it more difficult for emergency services to reach those in need. Many were left to fend for themselves in the initial hours, made it even more dangerous. The darkness, combined with the holiday weekend, created a perfect storm of factors that amplified the risk and made rescue operations all the more challenging. This historic rainfall triggered the tragedy, setting in motion a chain of events that would have a profound and lasting impact on the region. It was a turning point, a moment that would forever be etched in the memories of those affected, changing thousands of lives in an instant. Homes were lost, possessions were destroyed, and the sense of security was shattered, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. The emotional toll was immense. Central Texas now faces a permanent scar from this act of nature, a reminder of the power of the elements and the vulnerability of human settlements in the face of extreme weather. The recovery will be long and arduous, but the spirit of the community will endure. The Guadalupe River, a ribbon of life winding through the heart of Texas, is usually a source of beauty and recreation. Its tranquil waters are often a haven for kayakers, swimmers, and those seeking solace in nature's embrace. The gentle flow typically reflects the serene skies above, offering a picturesque scene of calm and tranquility. But now, transformed by unprecedented rainfall, this once peaceful waterway is the disaster's epicenter. The transformation is stark and unsettling, a dramatic shift from serenity to chaos. The river's gentle murmur has been replaced by a deafening roar, a constant reminder of the destructive power unleashed. Fueled by record rainfall that has relentlessly pounded the region for days, the river surged to its second highest level ever recorded at Hunt, a historic high-water mark that has left residents in disbelief. The relentless rise of the water has strained infrastructure and tested the limits of the community's resilience. In Comfort, a town that usually lives up to its name, the river rose an astonishing 22 feet in just 30 minutes, a terrifyingly rapid escalation that caught many off guard. This sudden surge transformed familiar streets into raging torrents, leaving residents scrambling for safety. Upstream near Kerrville, the Guadalupe River climbed over 21 feet in a single hour, demonstrating the sheer volume of water cascading through the watershed. The speed of the rise was unprecedented, leaving little time for preparation or evacuation. Residents and campers, enjoying the Texas outdoors, had virtually no time to react to the rapidly escalating danger. Many were forced to abandon their homes and campsites, seeking higher ground as the floodwaters relentlessly pursued them. This was a true flash flood, a nightmare scenario unfolding in real time, sudden, violent, and overwhelming, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The sheer force of the water was enough to move houses off their foundations and turn vehicles into floating debris. The river swept away buildings, reducing homes and businesses to rubble, vehicles and entire communities, leaving behind a landscape unrecognizable to those who once called it home. The floodwaters spared nothing in their path, leaving a scene of utter devastation. Comfort's crest reached nearly 30 feet, a level of inundation that few could have imagined, inundating homes and businesses far from the banks, demonstrating the flood's unprecedented reach. The water infiltrated every corner of the town, leaving no one untouched by its destructive force. These aren't just numbers on a chart or statistics in a report. They represent lives upended, families displaced, and property lost, a human cost that is immeasurable. Each data point represents a story of loss and resilience, a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Downstream communities now brace themselves, preparing for the inevitable arrival for the river's deadly surge, knowing that the worst may be yet to come. Evacuation orders have been issued, and residents are scrambling to protect their homes and businesses from the impending deluge. The Guadalupe has written a tragic new chapter in its history, a chapter filled with loss, devastation, and the enduring spirit of a community determined to rebuild. Officials and residents alike, those who have witnessed the river's wrath firsthand, call it a flood they'll never forget, a scar etched into the landscape and the collective memory of the region. The images of destruction will linger long after the waters recede, serving as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the importance of preparedness. The National Weather Service issued its highest alert flash flood emergencies. These are rare, life-threatening warnings, not standard advisories. Multiple emergencies were declared for Tom Green, Kerr, and Kendall counties. Residents were urged to seek higher ground immediately. Sanangelo, a city of nearly 100,000, was among those under emergency alert. The speed of the event challenged even the best warning systems. These alerts triggered a full-scale emergency response. It was a race against time to warn and protect as deadly waters surged. As the flooding scale became clear, local leaders declared states of disaster. Kerrville's mayor and the county judge activated emergency plans, unlocking vital resources. These declarations allow for rapid aid, state and federal assistance, and special authorities. The language was stark: widespread damage, injury, and loss of life. The impact stretched from rural ranches to city neighborhoods. These declarations are a plea for help and a promise to residents that every tool will be used. They set the stage for a massive coordinated response. Recovery will take months, if not years. The community now faces the long road to rebuilding. Emergency crews launched non-stop rescue operations as calls for help poured in. First responders braved treacherous currents to evacuate people from homes and vehicles. Specialized boats, high-water vehicles, and helicopters were deployed. The force of the water and debris made every rescue dangerous. Crews prioritized the most urgent calls, often risking their own lives. Many survivors escaped to rooftops, waiting for help in the dark. Emergency services were stretched to the limit, but the mission continues. The courage of these responders is a testament to the community's strength. They are true heroes in this crisis. In Ingram, tragedy struck as an entire RV park was swept away by the flood. Families staying for the holiday had seconds to escape as the river surged. Survivors described chaos, frantic warnings, desperate evacuations, and homes lost in moments. Some were still inside their trailers when disaster hit. Emergency crews now search downstream for missing people and debris. The loss of the RV park is a devastating blow to a tight-knit community. For survivors, everything is gone. For others, the wait for news is agonizing. This single event shows the flood's sheer destructive power. The search and rescue operation continues with urgency. The Ingram RV Park story is a heartbreaking reminder of lives changed forever. The human cost is heartbreaking. 6 deaths confirmed, with more expected. Each number is a person, a family, a community in mourning. The search for the missing, including a child from Camp Mystic, continues urgently. Officials work to account for everyone, but the task is monumental. Displacement from campgrounds and RV parks complicates the search. As waters recede, recovery efforts intensify. Our thoughts are with the families facing unimaginable loss. Amid devastation, the community's spirit shines. Shelters opened immediately, offering refuge, food, and comfort to the displaced. Reunification centers help separated families find each other. Locations like the First United Methodist Church and Comfort High School are now hubs of hope. Volunteers bring food, blankets, and support. Neighbors helping neighbors. These grassroots efforts provide essential care alongside official rescue operations. The shelters are more than buildings. They're lifelines for recovery. The road ahead is long, but resilience and compassion are everywhere. Even in tragedy, the best of humanity emerges. We'll continue to share how you can help these Texas communities.